So you guys want to know about my life story. Here goes. Hey guys, Big Frank, aka the Lone Wolf, coming at you. So I've had quite a few people ask me about my journey so far, and I haven't really talked about it a whole lot, right? Pretty much, I long story short, I guess, I was always kind of a pudgy kid, growing up. Um, when I was younger in elementary school, I was always bigger than all the other kids. I was always a lot taller than all the other kids, and I didn't really think of, too much of it at the time. It wasn't really that big a deal to me. Um, not until I got older. I got probably, I'd say probably around middle school is when my weight really started to bother me. Um, Kids are mean. You know how kids are, so anything that makes you different than everybody else, people are going to pick at you, right? They're going to, make fun of you and call you names, and especially at that age. And I took it pretty hard. Um, it definitely caused a lot of emotional baggage and a lot of anger, issues. Middle school, I felt like I was in my principal's office every other week because I was getting in a fight with somebody because somebody was, trying to bully me, which didn't make sense. I was twice the size of almost all the kids there, and everybody wanted to start problems. But, so that's where, you know, I started to kind of really grow a conscience to my weight and realizing it was starting to become a problem for me, and it was causing problems in my life that I didn't need to be there. So, not knowing really anything about dieting and being a young kid, um, the only thing I could think was, well, if I don't eat, then guess what? I guess I won't gain any more weight, and I'll start losing weight. So I wouldn't say I was anorexic, but I definitely wasn't eating anything like I used to. Um, Now, granted, seventh grade is when I started playing sports. I played football, and I also wrestled. So between football and wrestling, that was huge for me. It didn't help that I wasn't eating, but um, I was losing weight so fast. I was dropping weight like crazy. By eighth grade, I was skin and bones. I mean, I probably weighed 160, 165 pounds. And, I was 6 foot, probably around 6 foot at the time. I was a twig. I then went from, my eighth grade year. I was playing football. I played football. I wrestled in the winter, and then I played lacrosse, and that was, it was a blast. I had a great time. Well, I uprooted. Our whole family uprooted and moved. And when I moved from New York, I moved down to South Atlanta area in Georgia. Um, I played football my freshman year. I got about halfway through the season and I quit. I just It wasn't for me anymore. It wasn't the same kind of sport. Everything was taken a lot more seriously, and I didn't quit because I couldn't do it or I didn't want to do it. I quit just simply because it wasn't fun for me anymore. So I didn't want to do something and waste my time if I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. Um, so essentially, I went through all that nonsense, and I kept the weight off. I wasn't having as bad of problems anymore. I was in a new environment, new people, and I kind of got to reinvent myself. And I was actually, for a little while, I was a competitive cheerleader in high school. Um, a friend talked me into coming out and looking at, watching one of the practices, and I got hooked, and I cheerleaded for a little while, and yeah, that was my life for a while. It was, gym, cheerleading, practice, going to school. I wasn't really gaining any weight. I was probably around the same height, around 6'2", 6'3" at this point, and I think I weighed, it was like 180 pounds, 185 pounds, and my junior year was the big changer for me. I found out that my girlfriend was pregnant, and my life kind of flipped upside down, right? So for any 16-year-old, that's news. You don't really know what to do, and I chose to quit cheerleading, and I started eating all the time, and I finally ended up dropping out of high school. I said to myself that if she was pregnant and she was going to keep the baby, which she was, and I was all for, I needed to, be responsible and find a job, and that's what I did. I quit school and I started working. Now, she talked me into finding this other school, and we all went, the both of us went to this non-traditional high school. I graduated a semester early. I actually made the best grades of my entire life while I was, at this school, which was awesome. I think my lowest grade was in the high 80s, which was, for me, if you would have known my previous record, you would have thought I was a completely different person. So it was cool. I did the work thing, and my son was born in 2008 during the summer, and that was the big changer for me. I was sitting in an office all day. I turned to fast food because I was always working. I was always busy, didn't have time, made up excuses. And for once in my life, I had my own money and I made my own decisions. So that's what I did. I would eat fast food, lunch, breakfast, dinner, all of it, all the meals. I was eating out. McDonald's, Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A, Zaxby's, you name it, I was eating it. It was fine. Probably up until I was about 18 or 19, I was fine. And then one day it was like somebody flipped a switch, and this weight just started coming out of nowhere, and I was in shock. So I went from being, I don't know, probably 185, 190 pounds tops to, in a matter of a year and a half to almost, maybe 2 years, to almost 350 pounds. That's crazy, right? 350 pounds. My knees hurt all the time. My ankles were always swollen. I take my socks off, and you can see the indents in my legs from where my socks were so tight around my ankles. I was borderline diabetic. I was smoking. I smoked almost 2 packs of cigarettes a day. I was not in good shape, right? So I decided that I was going to try to go to the gym and start to lose weight, which I did. I did for probably a good 6 months to a year, and I lost a little bit of weight. I probably dropped down to about 320, but I was still smoking, and I just turned 21 and I started drinking. Well, I don't know, probably all of us know that drinking lots of beer, that it doesn't help our weight situation. And all that weight just come flying right back, like it never was gone. So fast track, a couple years later on, I moved back to New York for a little while, and I was working for Syracuse University, and you know, I was hanging out, working at a bar and up on campus, hanging out with football players and all these other athletes, and you know, seeing these guys every day, and then looking at myself, going, "Geez, man, you know, I wonder, I wonder what I would have looked like if I would have gone to college, if I would have kept cheerleading, if I would have, you know, gone on a scholarship, and you know, would I look like these guys? Would I be bigger? You know, would I be, you know, just as cut as these guys?" And it just, you know, it sat and it kind of ate at me for a little while, until one day, one of my buddies, Jordan Fredericks, he was a football player on the team, and he just, you know, he kind of just pushed me, you know. He didn't even necessarily say, you know, let's go, let's do this, or go do this, you have to do this. Just the way he acted and the way he talked about, you know, being in the gym and watching him, you know, transform the way he did. And the same thing, you know, with Marcus Coleman. He played, he was on the football team. You know, seeing his transformation, you know, these guys, you know, even though they're younger than I am, these guys were still role models for me. And it was awesome, you know, because having these guys in my corner, you know, kind of gave me that little bit of mental edge. You know, I don't know if these guys even know that they were the ones that helped motivate me to get me back in the gym, but you know, they were. So hey guys, if you're watching, thanks. I really appreciate everything you guys have done for me, and you guys being my friends and being there when I needed you. So but yeah, so December 2015, right? This is the this was the start of everything new in my life. I made a complete 100% commitment to myself that I was going to go, and I was going to hit the gym every single day, be doing cardio, and I was going to change my diet. I did it for about 6 months. I was solid on it completely, and it was amazing to see the transformation. Here's a video, or here's a picture that I'm going to throw up a side by side, and you'll see on the left hand side, this is back when I was at my heaviest weight, right at about 350. You know, I even though I've got this you know, kind of smile on, it's a fake smile. It's not real at all. Now here, you'll see on the right side, this is about 2 months ago, and this is the lightest I've been since high school. We're weighing in at about 270, and this for me is just, it's amazing. I feel so much different. My body doesn't hurt. My knees aren't achy anymore. I'm not ashamed to look at myself in the mirror anymore. And just to see this side by side is so much motivation for me. It makes me realize that if I put in the time, I put in the effort, I do what I'm supposed to in my diet, I don't cheat, and I stay on track, I can accomplish anything, right? So yeah, that's you know, from the very beginning to now. So you know, that's it, guys. You know, it's just every day you gotta push yourself. You've got to do a little bit more. You got to push a little bit harder. It's not hard to do. It's super easy. You know, you just got to find that time to do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you know, if you think this was an awesome transformation, man, give me the thumbs up, like that, shoot some comments down below. Most importantly, don't forget, hit that subscribe button down there. All right, follow me, because if you were in my situation, you know, say, you know, you feel like you need to lose weight, or you know, you want to get yourself in a better situation, I'm telling you, I'm going to try and do absolutely everything I can to make sure you guys are getting as much knowledge and information from me. That way you guys aren't having to sit out there and do all the trial and error stuff like I did. Just get in there and do it. So I hope you guys liked the video. Give it a thumbs up. And as always, guys, are you ready to break away from the pack and become your own alpha? Till next time.